Hello, so today I'm with the manager of our Tetbury branch, Helen Pugh. Hello, Helen.
Hello, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. And how are you coping with working from home?
I'm quite enjoying working from home. It's different. I think it's lovely to be surrounded by the family, but my eldest son moved out at the beginning of this year, so I've commandeered his bedroom, so it doesn't feel quite like an empty nest any longer.
Brilliant. So how many of the family have you got home with you at the moment?
I've got three, so my eldest son who's working upstairs, and then my husband who's working downstairs, so one of us on each floor.
Brilliant. So you're trying to keep apart from each other, are you, to keep the noise down?
Definitely, and we meet up for lunch and we meet up for supper, so that's great.
Brilliant, brilliant. And I hope you take it in turns to make the tea and coffee as well.
We do, although I have to say my husband is better at it than anybody else, but
Well,
there we go.
doing that. Fantastic. So thank you for joining me on this call today, Helen. And I think the purpose of our call really is to chat about these extraordinary times that we find ourselves trying to run a business in, and to have a chat about, really what the market is doing in Tetbury and surrounding villages, and how this period of lockdown has affected what you're doing. So can you give me an overview? How have things been in the last 3 weeks?
I think the first week was obviously difficult trying to move the office, to home, so everybody working from home. But actually, I think we've embraced it. We ran around doing virtual viewings for our properties as much as we possibly could without endangering anybody's health. So we've embraced it. We're keeping in touch with our vendors, which is really important, and everybody's happy. And I know I'm always hugely positive, Sarah, as you know, don't really do downbeat at all. But I am positive that we can keep this going. We can keep everything moving and motivated. Yes, I think that people are just getting on with it. We're very much the British spirit in Tetbury.
Brilliant. And just explain what you mean by virtual viewings.
So we sent the girls out with their phones using their phones on a landscape rather than portrait, to go and video the houses and talk through it. So they were doing things like showing the views from the windows and focusing on the equipment in the kitchen. And so it's not the most professional, but it does give you a really good idea of what that house looks and feels like as you walk through it. It's almost as if you're walking behind the camera.
Yeah, and I love the one that I think Kim did with her daughter. Her daughter looked as if she'd been staged to stand there like a nice model, and it really worked.
It did. It did. Mila had never seen a bidet before, so she called it a small sink.
Well, I quite like that as a description. That works, doesn't it? Yeah. And I know some of our managers have actually, because that all happened just before lockdown, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then since then, I think some of our clients have actually done their own videos for us.
They have, really good. I mean, she has a lovely £800,000 house with the most exquisite garden, and she did a fantastic video for us, which we've loaded up to YouTube on our Perry Bishop YouTube channel. But you can link to it from our page as well. Yes, no, brilliant. They've done really well. Really well.
Good. And I think the positive message that we need to convey today is really how we are still getting some really good quality inquiries, aren't we?
Oh my word. I mean, yesterday I was not off the phone at all. My poor ear was desperate by the end of the day. But yes, good inquiries. I think people are making their plans. So they are using the time to, I apologise, to make their I'll turn that on to silent. To make their lists, to really review everything that they can see. I've had a couple of people who've rung me and we've talked through their requirements, so we really understand. We're getting to the nitty-gritty of what people want. I've got pages and pages of people who want to view as soon as lockdown is over, that we'll be contacting. I may well be working till midnight, but I will show everybody these houses. We will get it.
I think one of the most frequently asked questions that we're being asked is, what do we think will happen to the market when we come out of this? And I think what you've just described, the amount of activity that we've got and the desire that people have to still move would suggest that there's going to be a solid market once we do come out at the other end of this.
Yeah. I think so long as you don't read the press, you'll be absolutely fine. And I think there are still people who need to move and who want to move. A lot of people are sitting in their houses now and they're looking and they're saying, oh, this doesn't work for us any longer, or we really want, want. Our list is getting longer. And I think there will be that pent-up desire. We had lots of people who put their lives on hold for Brexit, and they're desperate now. They can't hold on any longer. And they'll be wanting to buy.
Yeah, the whole Brexit process, I mean, that was 3 years really, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
From the referendum result through to us actually signing the papers to leave at the end of, I think it was the end of January, I can't remember now, so much in between. But there was a stored up activity coming through from that, wasn't there? And we started to see that go through the end of February and into March. And March was a really, really busy month for us before we went into lockdown. So that pent up activity will not have gone away. And as you said earlier, with I mean, there could be a baby boom at the end of this. There's probably going to be a few more divorces, very sadly, but these events tend to end up or result in people needing to move for one reason or another. And so, all the signs are there that there's going to be a really good market to work with at the end of all this.
Yeah.
So, Helen, tell me, how are you able to help people that are, planning a move in a few weeks or months' time?
So, if they've already agreed a sale with us, yes.
No, so if they're thinking of bringing their house to the market,
then we can do virtual valuations where you can either do it by WhatsApp or you can do it by FaceTime, or just actually take a video talking me through your house and sending it to me on WeTransfer, and I'd be delighted to assist. Sarah, you and I have been in this business a long time. We know what houses are worth, and we just need to know what the interiors of yours are like and what the exteriors and the gardens are. We can advise you on what we think you should do to get your house ready to market, and that is really important. I think part of our 11-step plan that we have is that the pictures tell 1,000 words, better than 1,000 words. They're telling the story, and the better you can get your house up together, the better it is. And we can advise you on, yes, we think this needs doing, or no, don't bother with that, it'll be fine.
That is such good advice, brilliant advice, Helen, thank you. So I think the golden opportunity that we're all presented with at the moment is that we've just spent 3 weeks in our homes, and we might be spending another 3 weeks in our homes before lockdown finishes. And this is the opportunity for us to look at that wall that needs painting, or that window frame that needs repairing. And actually, if you can, give your garden some love as well, and
absolutely
curb appeal.
Yeah, and if you feel that your garden's at its best now, take some photographs, and we can always use those when we bring your house to the market. So your garden, if you feel your garden is a spring garden and that's where it needs to be, then take some photographs, and absolutely we can upload those and use those, no problem at all.
Perfect. And are there any other, I mean, what can you tell us about what's happening with your sales that are currently agreed and in the hands of solicitors?
Yes, I mean, we're progressing those quite nicely. I've been doing some progressing sales today, and actually everyone's quite upbeat and positive. I was talking to one of my buyers who is desperately looking for removal companies. Of course, they're not coming out any longer, but they suggested that he did a video and he couldn't upload it. So I told him the best way to upload big files, you can do it through a WeTransfer. And then he's going to send that off, and he's good to go. We're just ready. We're almost ready to exchange, just waiting for the last bits for the solicitors, and we're going to do a long stop completion.
Brilliant. I think a lot of our people that are moving are actually hiring vans, aren't they, and doing it themselves where they can. And we can exchange and complete on the sale of a property if it's empty, providing that we are closely monitoring the social distancing, the 2 meters apart. And the houses, often these empty houses have had a deep clean anyway, so that we know it's safe to move into. So we are taking all the precautions that we need to make sure that we're safe, and more importantly, the people that we're looking after are safe as well.
Absolutely, and that's so important. It really is, just to make sure that everyone is abiding by the rules.
Yeah, and I know this might embarrass you, Helen, but I am aware that you and your family helped one of your clients in terms of actually being the workforce, didn't you? Because they couldn't get anybody to help them move, so you rolled up your sleeves and got your hands dirty and helped them a few weeks ago. Yeah,
I did.
well done.
This lovely lady, and I just couldn't see. You know, they'd exchanged before lockdown, and they had to complete. That's the law. They have to complete on that day. So we rolled up our sleeves and got them moved.
Yeah, well done.
I slept very well that night.
That's a great example of the customer experience, which she must have been delighted with what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, super. So have you got any other questions that you're being frequently asked that you think it's worth covering off now, or have we covered most of them?
I think we've covered most of them. I mean, I think the major one is what the market's going to do. And although we're not fortune tellers, we are positive about it. And you know, our vendors are staying with us, they're staying on the market. And there are things, we are seeing the seeds of hope there.
Yeah, perfect. Well, that's very nicely summarised. Thank you. Now, if anybody watching this wants to talk to you in a bit more detail, get some advice from you, perhaps, you know, have you do a virtual valuation for them, how do they get in touch with you?
So they can either email me at tetbury@perrybishop.co.uk, or they can give me a call on our telephone number, which is 01666 504 418.
Brilliant. Helen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.